Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. You guys, before we get started, let me just explain to you guys how I'm feeling today. I'm feeling very anxious. Whenever I feel like this, I shouldn't have coffee because it makes me feel, when I have this level of anxiety already just without coffee or any kind of, stimulant, it makes me feel very I don't feel right, like I don't feel well. And yeah, these last couple of weeks have been a whole lot. I got a lot going on. You guys know that Joe is going to be leaving for college in a few weeks. And it has finally come to this point where I can just feel myself starting to feel a certain kind of way, just anxious and just nervous and just worried. And like, everybody keeps telling me, Roxanne, don't worry about it. You raised a good kid, and I know that I did. I have more issue with, sort of like letting him out into the world and him having to deal with, everything that comes with the world. Like, I've always been able to control my children's environment. My kids didn't go spend the night over people's house. They came to our house. That was part of the reason, a big part of the reason why my husband wanted to move to the South, so that it would be a better environment for our children. We could afford to live in an environment that was safer for our kids. And I just feel like, I'm sorry, you guys, I just feel like I'm just letting them out into the world, and it's just, like, I know Joe's gonna make good decisions because that's just, he's that kind of kid, but I'd be worried that, he's this black kid going even more south. I mean, he's gonna be in Louisiana. We have family there, so that's good, but I hate when I can't control something. I feel so out of control with this situation. But I'm proud, and I want him to go. And I would never stop him. You guys understand. Like, I'm going to get it together because we ain't going to do this whole video like this. But I just want to explain why these next couple of weeks is going to be a mess. I apologize to people who are just watching. If this happened to be your first time watching me, I don't be doing this. Like, I'm not this super emotional person. And there's only been a few other times where I really felt like this. When the Twin Towers were blown up, or, when they collapsed. When we moved here to Atlanta. And probably now this, because I felt like those were like major shifts in my life. When the terrorist attack happened at the World Trade Center, like, I knew then that, nothing was going to be the same anymore. And it took a lot for me I had to work through that. I had just had Jada. Joe was 2. I was like, I have had kids in a fucking crazy world. Then when we moved here, it was hard because I left all of my family, all of my friends. You guys know my mom got sick right after we moved here. I mean, I guess in comparison, going off to college is probably a wonderful thing. It is. But I don't know. I was just like so nervous. Anyway, I'm happy for Joe. He's happy. He's excited This is really my only place that I can get this kind of feeling out, because I don't want him to feel no kind of nerves from me. I just wish I could be maybe more like his dad, who's just proud, he's just happy, you know. I don't know, I just feel a mess. Normally I wouldn't even do this video when I'm like this, but everything, you know, YouTube is so fucking crazy. Like, I can't even get off schedule right now. It's just so many things going on, you guys. Anyway, I'm gonna get some napkins, I'm gonna clear my face up, we gonna get on with this fucking video. But I just want you guys to know how I feel, because I might not be 100% on, but we family. You know, you guys have been here for me quite a bit. I always tell you more than you realize, so. I'm not in my office today either, by the way. I had to go to a defensive driving class. You know, I had to get that 10% off the insurance. So. After I do this video, I'm gonna edit it, then I gotta go to the orthodontist, so, you know, it's gonna be all right. But I'm feeling crazy. Crazy. So, y'all just, you know, just keep me in your prayers, because I'm ready to ask often, but I think I need them lately. All right. Y'all know I'm hoard. I am hoard. So, we gonna get on with the video, okay? All right. We on it. I got it together, y'all. Just a moment. First story. Joycelyn Savage, her parents put out a statement the other day that they were saying 19-year-old child. Turns out Joycelyn is 21 years old, but that's neither here nor there. They're saying that their daughter is being held by R. Kelly in a compound-like estate, and that he was holding them captive in some sort of form of cult, and that they could not reach their daughter. He did not allow the daughter to reach out to them, and they were concerned. They wanted the media to know that R. Kelly is holding their daughter and other women hostage there. Well, of course, the story picked up steam. Media picked it up. It was all over Instagram. And finally, Robert Kelly's lawyer put out a statement saying that it was false, and that R. Kelly was concerned that everybody thought that it was true. And I guess you could understand why we thought it would be true, right? I mean, he doesn't have the best track record. I will admit that I have been an R. Kelly listener for a long time. You guys gave me a lot of grief over that. And it just took recently where I just knew that this was a situation that I just could not look at, you know, with a blind's eye any longer. That last time I talked about him, I think he had an interview, was it with GQ or something, where we just really got to the depth of R. Kelly. He let out a whole bunch about his life, and none of it too positive. So it was then when I realized that, okay, I cannot support. Now I still listen to R. Kelly music because I have it now, okay, but I won't be purchasing anything else from R. Kelly. You know, that's neither here nor there. R. Kelly obviously has some issues. That's why we were suspectful. So people were still not buying the statement from the lawyer, so they decided to put Miss Joycelyn up on the camera just to convince all of us that, hey, Joycelyn is fine. She tells us that she's 21, about to be 22 in a few weeks. She's there with R. Kelly. There is no problem. She's the happiest that she's been in her life. That her parents, you know, are upset because she hasn't, you know, she talks to them on and off over the last 6 months or so. But yeah, there's no problem here. Don't worry, no worries. Okay, when the interviewer asked her, you know, where was she? Well, you know, it looked like she was going to answer, and then you could tell from the shadows, some sort of reflection off of like her shirt or something, that somebody was in the background waving like, don't say anything. And that's when she said, oh no, I'm not going to be able to comment on that. They asked her, was she there with other women? Was she being held against her will? She said she's not going to be able to comment on that either. Now, part of the thing that her parents were saying was that she was brainwashed. And even though she is in danger, she has been taught, brainwashed to believe that she's not. The video was strange. Okay, it was weird. You can tell that the girl was being, if not told what to say directly, she was being heavily coached. And I don't think that that did anything but maybe make shit worse for R. Kelly. So then the father came back out and said, well, the reason why she's talking like that is, you know, is because she's being told what to say. She's not able to speak freely. The daughter came back out and said, okay, Daddy, I don't know why you going here, because you knew about this. You were part of this whole plan of me moving in with R. Kelly. Now, evidently, this girl, Joycelyn, is a singer. And the father, 2 years ago, met R. Kelly. And R. Kelly was interested in his in the daughter. He wanted to be a mentor to this daughter. The daughter had met him, R. Kelly, at a concert. And so the father thought that it would be a good idea. Now, this is the part that don't make no sense to me. Because even if I didn't necessarily 100% believe that R. Kelly was a child predator, a child molester, I still would err on the side of caution and not send my child with him. You know, maybe you innocent, but I can't take that chance. Not with my child. So when the father said that, you know, that the daughter, he thought it would be okay for the daughter to go live with R. Kelly for a couple of months so that he could mentor her and help her with her career. Now, see, that don't make no fucking sense to me. Because why did you do that when you already know? There's nobody can say that they don't know what's going on with R. Kelly. You just can't be ignorant to that anymore. So that is the part that was strange to me. Why would you send your daughter on to that anyway? Okay, in the first place. So the story just gets more and more strange, but I think the biggest story here is the fact that he supposedly has these women somewhere between the ages of 18 and 22. Now, you guys remember that story I told you guys some months back about the man saying that his wife had met R. Kelly at a concert, and then all of a sudden his wife just left him. Now, they had just got married. Okay, he knew about a relationship that R. Kelly and his wife had at some time in the past, but she rekindled it right after they got married, and then he, you know, the wife disappeared, and something about R. Kelly gave her some kind of, you know, disease, and y'all remember that story just not a few months ago. I'm wondering if that wife is one of the ones that's there on the compound too. Yes, to the point where we can't ignore it anymore. R. Kelly has serious issues. And he has this thing where I think he feels like he is invincible. He keeps on doing shit over and over. And I think it's mostly because nothing happens to him. I don't know what it is about R. Kelly being able to you know, kind of fly above. Well, now we know he has, you know, he brought it up to the legal age of 18. Why a 50-year-old would want anything to do with an 18-year-old, just like, it just makes absolutely no sense to me. But now he's got legal age. Now it's just a question on whether or not these girls are there against their will. And I don't even know if he's going to be getting in trouble for this same thing either, if the girls that live there are going to, you know, are willing to make a statement saying that they're there on their own accord, like they're not being forced. I don't really know how this scenario will play out for R. Kelly when you look at it from just, you know, an uneducated, non-lawyer, just kind of looking at how it could really go. It could really be that these girls are there, they want to be there, and, you know, even though we know that shit is sick and that they're delusional, ain't really nothing anybody can do about it. We'll see what happens. We haven't seen much of the mother. It's just been much of the dad talking and making the statements and being out there. But, you know, my daughter, if it was my girl out there like that, you know, first of all, I just would have never let the girl go. So that's the part that don't even make no sense to me. And it still looks like R. Kelly is unbothered. You know, he put out, after all of that had done went down, he put out an Instagram post that said, "Don't let yesterday take up too much of today." Okay. This is Joe FaceTiming me. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. Let me make sure that I'm okay. 1 second, y'all. Hey, what's up?
It's gonna hurt.
I told you it's gonna hurt. Don't be touching on it. Don't be having your dirty hands on it. Nothing. Just let it.
I'm about to take a shower though. Can the water hit it?
Yeah, the water can hit it. Just don't rub on it. or anything like that.
It don't hurt that bad though. It don't itch at all yet.
Yeah, it's not gonna itch yet. It's gonna itch when it starts to scab. Joe just got a tattoo. I'm doing a video.
It is scabbing.
Yeah, but it's gonna scab way more than that.
So this is just the beginning.
Yeah, it's the beginning. It's gonna take about a good week for it to. It's gonna take about a good week for it to.
So basically, as soon as basically when I get back to Atlanta, is when it'll be basically done.
Yeah, you'll be done by the time you get to back here. Joe is in LA too.
Right.
You want to say hi to everybody, Joe?
What's up, everybody? Oh Jesus, I got on my do-rag.
You know, it's in Waves life. Shit.
Yeah, of course. I need to confess though. Lastly, my mom had to take a shower, which was good.
Yeah, just don't be touching on it. That's the main thing, is it can get wet. Try not to get the regular soap on it. Because if you already washed it, you should have just waited till you took your shower. So next time when you do it, just wait till you take your shower. But if you already cleaned it off, just let the water run on it or whatever. That's fine, but don't be touching it. That's just the main thing. Don't touch it. It has to just sit in the air.
All right, because he said wash it 3 to 4 times a day.
Yeah, we'll wash it later on with soap. You know, with that antibacterial, wash it like around 3. What time is it there?
10:40.
Wash it again about 2 or 3. And then wash it again before you go to sleep. Okay, so, but make sure you don't rub it. Just, if you gotta touch it, it needs to be patted, and it needs to be with something really clean, like a paper towel.
Alright.
Alright?
Alright.
Bye. Alright, you guys, Joe just got a tattoo. He wanted to get a tattoo, child. I was like, okay, but so I was just trying to tell him how to take care of it. But anyway, I'm getting back to R. Kelly. Yeah, he doesn't seem to be really worried about it. And as big as that story blew up, it probably will get mushroomed over and swept back under if, you know, nothing else happens. But like I said, my lawyers, the Rockstar lawyers, you know the ones I'm speaking of. You guys let me know. You think that this story will finally do something where R. Kelly will have to answer to, or if it's just business as usual. Leave your comments below. Okay, you guys, so MikeVick went on television the other day, and he made a statement that Colin Kaepernick needs to change his image, and by doing this, cutting his hair, changing the way that he dresses, so that he can be looked at differently by the NFL owners and the association as a whole. Basically, they're not going to work with you because of the way you look, which was just stupid. As soon as I heard him say that, I was just like, oh, MikeVick. Okay, you guys know I'm not no big football fan. Actually, I'm not a football fan at all. I know that he was big out here in Atlanta. I started thinking about MikeVick, and I was like, wait a minute, didn't he have braids or locks or something? And everybody was like, yeah, he had cornrows. I was like, right, and they was the dustiest of dusty cornrows too, if I can remember clearly. And a lot of football players have a non-cookie cutter hairstyle. I mean, locks are big. Braids, just wild ass hair. I mean, a lot of that goes on. So it was stupid for him to say it when, one, he was one of those people, and two, there's many others that in the NFL who don't look clean cut, depending on who you ask. And I was just like, why? All right. The only reason why MikeVick cut his hair, we all know, is because he got in trouble. He was accused of the dog ring, found guilty, had to go to jail for that. So yes, you had to clean up your image because you wanted to play football again, right? So that means change up the look 100% so that they don't associate you, MikeVick, formerly the criminal, the dog ring owner, and you know, all of that, to this new MikeVick that we are trying to sell to the NFL. So change your look. But in Colin's case, Colin hasn't done anything wrong. Okay, so there's no image that he is promoting. The reason why the NFL is blackballing him basically is because he refused to stand for the national anthem, and that he kneeled, and they took that as a direct fuck you to the NFL and the United States as a whole. Now, we know, of course, that there's a whole bunch of ironies and people do all kind of shit. This was a personal statement that Colin Kaepernick was trying to make, and it turned into this huge other thing, which I guess maybe, you know, I don't know, he probably doesn't regret it, but yeah, it has taken its toll and has affected his money. Okay, so I was disappointed that MikeVick said that. Not trying to be disrespectful. I know that MikeVick's sister watches my show. She's actually commented, at least she used to. I don't know if she does still. So I'm not wanting to say that he's stupid. I just will say that what he said was stupid, and it just kind of like makes you feel like, oh, MikeVick has been brainwashed. As a matter of fact, Colin Kaepernick put out this Instagram post that basically just explained what Stockholm Syndrome is. Okay, and it went on to tell a story about these people that were being held hostage in a bank, and they began to become endeared to their hostage takers, so much so that they were protecting their hostage takers, and that they protected them once they were able to get free. Didn't want to give many statements that would make the hostage people get in, you know, the hostage takers get in trouble even more. That was just his simple way of saying that MikeVick is a sellout, possibly, without coming right out and saying it. MikeVick, they treated him bad. They treated him bad in the NFL, you know, when that whole dog ring thing. I mean, everybody turned on him. Okay, not the black community though. But all of those NFL, you know, good old boys, you know, this is the U.S. and you killing our dogs and all of that. They turned on his ass, put his ass in jail, talked about him like a dog. They was burning up his jersey and all of that. You guys remember. And then when he comes out, I understand you got to make your money, but you should be able to hold some level of disdain for the way these people treated you. For you to come back out and say, oh yeah, you know, put on the clean voice. You're not going to nig up for him today. And, you know, say, well, we got to change his look. You know, we got to make sure that he, you know, we need to sit down and... I just was like, Mike, it's best to not say anything, because now you're looking like a patsy. You're looking like a puppet. You're looking like they are telling you to say this and do this so you can still go even further. Maybe he wants to commentate now. But the way they treated him when all that was going down, you know, it was just too bad. Now, they did give him a second chance, and, you know, MikeVick was able to do well once he returned. But nobody still forgets the whole dog ring thing. And he still has to hear about that from time to time. So it just, yeah, it was just too bad. And I'm sure he wishes that he didn't say that. I'm going to hope that he didn't mean it and that he was just trying to play the game. But in this case, I'm going to say that he lost. Very disappointing. You guys, I'm having such a hard time keeping my train of thought. Y'all just, come on, we going to make it through. So, it's so funny, my friend just sent me a text message talking about OJ Simpson. Look at OJ. Okay, I guess the parole hearing is going on right now as we speak. I was like, girl, we at work. Okay, ain't nobody looking at OJ right there. This is my stay-at-home mom, you know, Debbie. Love her to death, child. She gonna be my research person when I get rich. Let her look up all the fucking stories, honey. She keeps you abreast. But anyway, back in 2008, you guys know that OJ Simpson was arrested for armed robbery and kidnapping, and sentenced to something ridiculous like, I don't know the exact number. I want to say somewhere around 40 years in jail. Okay, they threw the book at him, and we all know why they did that. OJ Simpson was not found guilty for the murder of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. Them white folks was mad as fuck. And here this man is, and give a damn if he was rich or whatever, he black, he got away with it. And we as black people at the time was just happy that he did not go to jail. After the time went on and, you know, we was going to keep it real and funky with ourselves, many of us started to say, you know what, he probably did kill them. I'm still not willing to say that he physically did it himself, but I'm going to say that he probably was very much involved in the killing. But we don't know that 100% for sure. But the preponderance of evidence would make you believe that OJ had something to do with their murders. Anyway, he was found not guilty. After all that happened, there was some memorabilia that was stolen from his home that was worth quite a bit of money. and he found out who had him, and they had set up this meeting up in Las Vegas where OJ would meet with these people and try to get his property back. And I don't know all of the story. I'm sure he's telling it at his parole board hearing, because it is being televised, which is just the craziest thing. I mean, I swear, it's like Charles Manson, O.J. Simpson, like, who else's parole hearings have you ever heard of being on TV? The shit went awry. Things went bad. There was guns there. I'm not sure if O.J. even was holding the gun or not, but they said that he kidnapped these people, held them hostage to get his shit, and they arrested him, found him guilty, put him in jail. Excuse me. He's been in jail since 2008. That is 9 years. The other people that was involved in this robbery, the people that he had with him, nobody else did time. They all got probation. OJ's the only one that got time. So we already know that the reason why the judge threw the book at him is because this was their way of being like, okay, nigga, you got away with it once. We got your ass now. You got in trouble. You gonna get whatever legally I can do. That's what you about to get. Payback for the Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman thing. My thing is this, you guys. OJ is 70 fucking years old. The man has been in jail for 9 years, still in his own shit. There was other things there, they say, and he didn't touch any of the other stuff. He just wanted what was his. Yes, he made a mistake. Yes, that was some bad decisions that he made. But the man been in jail for 9 years. Nobody else did time. Let him out of jail. They don't want to let him out because of a few things. One, they still mad about the murders. Two, he has $25,000 a month waiting for him in retirement from the NFL that nobody can touch. Okay, so this man gets out of jail and he's 100% back a rich person. He's able to go and do as he pleases and all. That burns the fuck out of them because they can't touch it. You know, I understand the Goldmans. I understand Ron Goldman's father. I feel like he is the only one, their family is the only ones that should really be pissed, other than the Brown family. So that's something that they have to deal with. But other than that, I just feel like, you know what, let the man out. He didn't pay his time for this crime that he was, accused and found guilty of, and let him move on with his life. And listen, life has made me this way now, where I'm just sort of like, well, I mean, let him out because he didn't pay his dues, and let him go because, this is ridiculous. At one time I would have been like, no, let his ass stay in there but you know what? The world has made me this way. The last 10 years or so, the injustices that have happened to our black people, getting killed by the police or other people and nothing happening to those killers, it has changed my perspective and made me just feel like, well, they get away with it. Okay, even though OJ don't really associate with the community too much and everything, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna take what I can. He's a black man, that's his skin color, everybody see it. And if we just gonna have to let OJ go, then let him go. That's a terrible way to be. I understand that. As a matter of fact, I was just watching on the news the other day, there was a woman that was shot. You guys heard the story. A white woman, blonde, beautiful. I think they said she was Swedish or something. She was engaged to get married in a month. She called the police and said that there was, sounded like somebody was being raped on the side of her house. So she wanted the police to come out and check it. When the police got there, we're not real clear on what happened from here on out. But supposedly this lady was talking to one of the police. There were two police in a car. She was talking to the one that was driving. And as she approached the vehicle, the one in the passenger seat shot through the driver's side door and shot the lady in the abdomen and killed her. Now, there were no body cams on. These police hadn't turned their body cams on. There was no dash cam. Well, the dash cam wasn't pointing in the direction of this altercation. Now, I think that maybe we'll probably get to hear what might have happened there. But as far as do dash cams pick up sound? I don't think so. So we don't have any story about exactly what happened with this woman. All we know is that the police shot and killed her, and that she called in as a concerned neighbor for some shit that was going down outside her house. You know what my first thought was when I heard that story? Well, at least they know how it feels. You know, that's a bad way to be. Because here I am, a human being, hearing about another human being being shot what sounds unjustly, right? But then I tell you, after I hear about all of these other black people that it's happened to, and how frustrated and upset and broken and discouraged that we have been with the stories that have come out from that, when the police are just let go, now we have white folks seeing how it feels. I don't like being that way, but that is how I feel. Like, now you guys will understand. Okay, because we don't know if this man that shot her is going to get in trouble. Okay, you guys know the whole Blue Lives Matter. The police, they stick together. I would like to see how they're going to be when they, this man was Indian, I believe, that shot her. I want to see how they're going to feel about this man shooting this white woman. Deep down in my core, I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for that family that they have to go through this. But it does make me not happy, but it's just too bad that something like this had to happen where the other side sees how it feels. So life has made me change perspectives even on this whole OJ Simpson thing. And just realize that it's like a point system, right? Well, they lost 1, but we lost 20. Okay? So it's just sort of, it's a bad way to be. It's a bad way to be. But it is what it is, you guys. I think that OJ Simpson needs to be let out of jail. I mean, as I'm saying this, literally, they're having his parole hearing right now. When I get off of here, I'm sure I will hear whether or not they granted it to him. And then if he is granted parole, then he will be out of jail. I think they said by October. So you guys will know by the time this video uploads. You guys can leave in the comments what you thought about him getting out. I hope what I said wasn't too callous. I hope you guys understand how I feel. Okay, not happy that this woman died, but I don't know. Maybe this will be a situation where everybody's eyes is opened. We'll see. Y'all let me know how you feel, though. Alright, you guys, your boy Usher. They say that he just settled a $1.1 million lawsuit for giving a celebrity stylist by the name of Amaya Fox Davis herpes. Okay. Now, if that name sounds familiar, it's because she was the famed bridesmaid in the wedding of Tamika and Usher Raymond back in the day, where Tamika had always said that one of her bridesmaids had fucked Usher, and she believed was having an affair with him at that time. Now, you guys know how long Tamika was married to Usher. They didn't got a damn divorce. A lot of things have happened in both of their lives. He has remarried, and we presume that, life has gone on. Well, life has gone on with the damn side chick. He done brought her on into marriage number 2, child. And ain't that how it always go? That side chick, that bitch is like mold, honey. They don't go away, especially when you get one that don't say nothing. And obviously, this was one of them ones, okay? So these two been fucking around all this time, and they were having sex unprotected. The girl said that there was some sort of antifreeze like colored discharge coming from his ding ding, y'all. I said, green? Guys, ladies, if a motherfucker got coolant coming out their dick, I'm gonna be willing to bet that the shit ain't no good. So, they were concerned about that, and evidently Usher went and had a checkup from his doctors, and they told him that, they gave him a clean bill of health, okay? Just pat away the green shit and go about your business. Listen, I'm not laughing about herpes. It is not a fucking laughing matter. But when women continue to sleep with somebody, and you know that there is some issue there, I'm not really sure. Now, you could be fucking willy-nilly, but once you find out that motherfucker got green shit, bumps, okay, lumps, shit don't look right, don't smell right, all of these things you got to be paying attention to. Okay, so they had sex like normal, went on with their lives, and she then noticed one day when she woke up she had bumps and shit in her puss and lesions, and she was concerned. Okay, I bet you the fuck she was. That's why I was calling her girlfriends and everything, like, girl, you ever had, what the fuck is this? Like, it burns, it's hot, yes, you got something. Okay, and I'm sure her mind immediately went back to the antifreeze. She made a call to her doctors, and they confirmed right away that she has herpes. Told Usher, and Usher put her in touch with his doctors, and they confirmed to her that, yeah, he got herpes. Guess he left that little bit of information out, okay? But now, she's been infected for the rest of her life, and not only that, but you are this side chick. You know that he is 100% married, and this has become a problem. We ain't talking about the fun of being a side chick right now. We're talking about the rest of your fucking life. You have a sexual disease. Okay, now I know they flare up and they go down, and you can control it with medication and all of that, try to keep your stress levels down, all of that. But yeah, this gives problems to Maya. She is also pregnant now. I think they say that she's either married or she's engaged. She has a fiance. Okay, makes me wonder whose baby this is. Okay, but listen, we're gonna deal with this right now, and then we probably gonna have to revisit this new baby in a few months when she has it. But first things first, just a fucking mess, right? So they settled this lawsuit. I cannot understand why they would have no kind of protectional clause in there where she can't say anything. What the fuck we settling lawsuits for? And she still tells. Well, they say that she didn't tell. Somehow the paperwork got out there. But I just can't believe that it wasn't sealed, or that it wasn't protected, or, it was a non-disclosure. Nobody could ever say anything, because now we have Usher, who is still, even though, he going through his changes, I would say that Usher is, B-list. Okay, he's still up there. He can still party with the who's. He has enough hits and shit under his belt. We respect Usher for what he has been able to do. Now now his business out. He got herpes. And it's not the end of the world, but I don't want people to know if I have herpes. I don't want the whole world to know it. So, this is a fucked up situation all the way around. The person who got the last laugh, well, I'm sure she's not laughing, but maybe she is, okay? And Tamika mine ain't really the nicest. She posted basically that, shit just always comes back around. Okay, we ain't got to worry about, making sure that a story gets blasted because, basically what's done in the dark comes to the light. I believed her when she said it happened back then, and I'm sure there's plenty of other women that was around her friends that was fucking Usher. I mean, this is Usher. But yeah, it's terrible because his business is out there. I'm wondering if they're going to get sued, whoever let this story out, because now we're talking about, it seemed like this would be like HIPAA laws, and this is his medical history that is out there. And when I'm telling you it is out there, I mean, people were talking about it, the memes and everything was immediate. I feel sorry for Usher just in the fact that everybody knows his status. But as far as, women, because I just can only talk to my girls out there. Men, y'all can listen to, child. But I need our women to protect ourselves. Now, if you're going to take the decision and make the choice to be a side chick, and maybe you got this in your plan that you're going to get pregnant from and get this money, but we got to take our health into consideration. You see coolant coming out of motherfucker's dick, then it's not good. Give a damn if they Usher. Now it ain't going to matter if we dead in 2 years, right? Okay, so I said green. Child, that would have concerned me. What y'all think? Are you disappointed in Usher? I mean, he's a celebrity. He's a big celebrity, and I'm sure that this is what they do. When you marry somebody like that, this is what you sign up for. I mean, maybe not a disease, but bad situation all the way around. Are you guys in quickies? They're saying that Kevin Hart was caught cheating out in Miami while he was celebrating his birthday somewhere around July 4th. I think they said July 3rd. And I was like, Kevin, you ain't going out like this, are you? You get your money, you turn Hollywood, and then you go fuck your side bitch. Like, it happens, y'all. Okay? But I was hoping that wasn't how, because we already know that Kevin, in this last relationship, this marriage that he's in now, it started colorfully. Okay? So we was hoping that the shit wasn't true. So then they put out pictures. I saw him in a car. It looked like he was on top of the woman. Okay, because you kind of saw a woman's head, and then you saw him, and they was both on the passenger side, and I was just like, no, that don't look right. Now that don't look right. And I was concerned. I said, I know he ain't fucking her in the car. And then the video came out. And once I saw the video, I said, well, now they ain't doing nothing in this car. He looked like he in the passenger seat. Now old girl looked like she's in the back seat. Okay, so he's talking to this girl in the back seat. Then I realized that there's somebody else in the car, looks like maybe in the driver's seat. And I was just like, now where did they say and see that this man was canoodling? Because that's what the description was saying, that he was canoodling with this girl in the back seat. No, it was clear that that's not what was happening. And I was real worried because he got the rib at the house. Okay, and the rib is pregnant. And I was just like, this is the absolute worst. Now, it's always bad to be cheating, but shit happens. But you really shouldn't be cheating when the rib is pregnant, because listen, the rib is feeling uncomfortable, unsure about themselves, hormonal, emotions is all over the fucking place. And the last thing you need to hear is that your man is out there fucking around. So I was just like, oh no, Kevin, don't do that. But and then when I saw the proof, like I said, no, I wasn't jumping to no conclusions from that. It didn't look like he was fucking around, you guys. I don't know how that story got so big so fast. Well, I do, because he's Kevin Hart. But and he put out a statement that says sometimes you just got to laugh at the shit. So it's gonna blow over. You know, shit happens on social media, it blows up real fast, and then it just blows over, especially if it's not fed into. And I know that Kevin Hart is not gonna feed into this rumor. Okay, he got his money. He gonna just move on with his life and his rib. John McCain, okay, have bad news. He's been diagnosed with glioblastoma. It's a type of an aggressive brain tumor, cancerous. And yeah, not a good thing. They say that people with this type of cancer, brain tumor, can live up to 14 months with treatment. How old is John McCain? I believe he's either in his very late 70s or early 80s. But they said that he's normally a sharp person, mentally and physically. And he started to feel sluggish. He started to kind of not remember some things. He went on to the doctor. They also say that he keeps his regular appointments with his doctor because he has skin cancer. So he, you know, trying to keep a check on that, but went to the doctor and was telling them about that. He was also having some double vision, and from what he was saying, his symptoms, they did a test and they found out that he has this tumor right above his eye. So they took the tumor, took all of the, you know, the mass out, and they said that it was cancer. So sad, okay, because I've been respectful of John McCain when he was running against Barack Obama. There were plenty of times where he could have thrown Barack Obama under the bus. You know, people were saying racial things and horrible things, and I can just remember him saying at a town hall one time that, yeah, that's my opponent, when the woman was like, I just don't trust him. He's a Muslim, and he's this, and he's that. And he was like, listen, I'm not going to let you talk about my opponent that way. He is a good man. We don't agree on many things, but he is a good person. And just hearing him say that, and just kind of hearing his story about, you know, what he's been through, and, you know, the fact that he's adopted black kid, you know, a black kid or black kids, you know, so it just, yeah, all of this. He's somebody that's been in the public, and we have heard him be very vocal. And I just hated to hear that he has cancer. Cancer is just horrible, you guys. Just, I'm emotional. You guys know how I feel about cancer. So, they say 5% of people that are diagnosed with this do live longer than 5 years. So we're going to pray that he is part of that 5%. I'm going to move on from that story because I feel like my voice is getting thick, child. The thoke. We had Columbus Short and Cardi B on Wendy Williams. The Columbus Short interview I thought was really good. It was interesting though. I would not have recognized Columbus Short if somebody hadn't told me that was him. He looks totally different. Like his face is just fuller. Did he pick up weight? I was saddened to hear him kind of blame his relationship problems just solely on his wife. Yeah, I'm sure that shit happens when marriages fall apart and it's just toxic like that, but I'd be willing to bet that everybody does their share in fucking up this marriage. And just for him to continuously put it on his wife, I was disappointed in that, because that makes me feel like you haven't taken responsibility for your part of this marriage falling apart. So that was a part that bothered me, but I can tell that Columbus is trying to become a better person, and maybe over time he will realize that that is one of his flaws that he can't admit. Okay, but as far as everything else in the interview, I dug it. He has a movie coming out with Vivica Fox, and you know, the cast was there, and the writer and all of that, and he made a lot of sense, and he was humble. But that's the thing about Columbus Short, he's always been that way. That's why it was hard to understand when he was talking about the drugs and all that. But you know, drugs will completely change you. Columbus is talented as hell. He can sing, he can dance, and he can act. He had that swag about him. I always thought he was cute. I had a crush on him, a young boy crush, when he was in Stomp the Yard. Like, that is one of my favorite movies. I will watch it every single single time it comes on, because I just loved the way that Columbus Short was when he was on Scandal. I mean, he's been through a lot. We're gonna hope that he is on the up and up. Okay, got to deal with that marriage thing still, but we're gonna hope that it's happening for Columbus Short. So I dug their interview. The Cardi B interview, now she performed and you could tell that Wendy Williams liked her. She was just so tickled with the words. I feel like she had never heard the damn song until she went on the show. And that's the one thing about Wendy Williams lately. I feel like she's not as in touch as she used to be. I feel like probably Wendy Williams now has people that research her stories for her. And yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you rich, you ain't got time. This your show. You hire people to do that kind of work. You just get up there and talk. But the whole thing is you still got to kind of keep your ear to the street, so you can just kind of still know. It's so much shit that goes, so much information out there now that you can kind of know what's going on. But you know, Wendy lately, she get up there, she can't remember people's names, she can't remember stories, she get folks mixed up. I'm just like, what is going on? So the interview with Cardi B, I feel like she couldn't even get her words out. I was just like, what is happening? What is happening? You know, she was trying to find out about her relationship with what the boy name is. Ready, set, take off. Offset. She was trying to find out the relationship about that, but it's just like it was like, I was just like, is that a new thing that Wendy does? Like, I don't watch Wendy, because I told y'all plenty of times I be at work. But when people want me to watch different segments so I can say shit about it on my damn videos, I was just like, what is wrong with Wendy? And I've noticed lately that her interviews are not as... Am I the only one? If this is just what I'm feeling just from watching my little bit, if I watched every day, I wouldn't feel that way. It's just, I don't know. I feel like Wendy is 100% in touch as she used to be. But Cardi was cute on there. She did well. I like Cardi B. I love that story. Love Bodak Yellow. Tried to listen to the whole album and, you know, can't quite do the whole album. And still have to take Cardi in doses, but I like her story. So I can hear her, love her from a distance. I'm happy for her. Red and White, better known as Rumi and Sir, they were born on July 13th. Now, they were saying at first, not July, June 13th. At first, they were saying June 14th because Beyonce had posted this picture of her with the babies. And it went up around 9 o'clock on July 13th. So that's midnight out this way. So people wasn't quite sure exactly when the babies was born, and yeah, I think they did that on purpose. I was like, oh, June 14th. That was my parents' anniversary, you guys. If my mom was still alive, my mom and dad would have been married. They got married in 60. Okay, so how long would that have been? Almost 60 years. It's 57 years that my parents would have been married. Anyway, then it turned out they were actually born June 13th because y'all done got a hold of the damn birth certificates. I said, boy, y'all be on it, don't you? Okay, but the babies, beautiful, boy and girl. Okay, I mean, babies. First of all, you could barely see the little niggas up in the damn picture. I said, boy, she had all kind of stuff going on in the background, you know, but I'm happy for Beyonce. I shouldn't call them little niggas, huh? They not little niggas when they just that. They don't become little niggas until they become toddlers, child. Then you be wanting to cuss them out. Blessing those Carter family. Happy for them. You know, their family is complete. I'm sure that this is probably going to be it for her. But yeah, she had a baby. They said she had him by C-section. I don't know who had been pissed off the webmaster at Walmart the other day. When he was typing up the damn description on a wig cap, right after DeMarcus came in there and told him that he couldn't take his 15-minute break, and the goddamn webmaster been working since 9 o'clock that morning, and it was 8:30 that night. He was like, I'm gonna fix his motherfucking ass. Instead of putting brown, he gonna put nigger brown. I said, now you know good damn well you can't say nigger brown. When did that become a color? Is that in the crayons, y'all? Yeah, no. Nigger brown. So they had that on their website. It came to somebody's attention and picked up steam on social media, and Walmart went on ahead and took the took it there. Yeah, you guys got any more of them nigger brown wig caps? Because I need the shit to match my scalp. 50 Cent told us last week that he sold his shares in the effing vodka, and that he came up to the tune of $60 million. Okay, now Beam Suntory Premium Spirit said, contrary to what Mr. Curtis Jackson has put out there in social media, he has not sold his shares. He is still an owner in this company. Okay, so it makes me feel like there must be some shit going on, and 50 Cent spoke too soon. All right, we ain't signed no papers, we ain't did nothing. Don't pull out when you already still in. Okay, so, but maybe it'll get pulled. He'll pull himself out eventually. And who was drinking effing? Why y'all drinking effing or Ciroc? Shit is nasty. Some Belvedere. Grey Goose. Okay. Congratulations are in order to Tamron Hall. You guys remember she was the black reporter on NBC who was ousted. Well, she wasn't ousted, but they brought on Megyn Kelly, and you know she was so disgusted that she left NBC and MSNBC. And we were disappointed because everybody loved Tamron Hall. Well, she's been out of the spotlight for a minute, but now we find that she is going to be hosting a daytime talk show, and is being developed by the Weinstein Company film studio. Okay, so big people around her. They expect this talk show to go up against Megyn Kelly, and hopefully will, maybe they're not hoping, but you know, that they will get most of the viewers from Megyn to come on back to Tamron. And you guys know Megyn's been having her own issues out there. When she came up with the guy that was saying that the Sandy Hook shooting was a conspiracy and that it hadn't really happened, I couldn't believe that she would think that it would be okay to, I mean, these is kids we talking about. And you think that it's okay to put a story out like this and that you wouldn't get, so that changed a whole bunch of the taste in a bunch of these people's mouths out there. They ain't got too much, they don't see the shit for Megyn too much anymore. So this might be a perfect time for Tamron to make it back and win everybody's heart over again. Tens of thousands of people who defaulted on their personal loan may have their debt completely wiped away because of faulty paperwork. Evidently, there is critical paperwork that's missing from the National Collegiate. Okay, Collegiate. They are a conglomeration of like 15 trusts that have loaned out somewhere around $12 billion in student loans. And up until now, the number is $5 billion. This number could increase, but they don't have any paperwork, or there's paperwork that's missing. And there are lawsuits that are out right now where they're being sued, and as a result, the judge is just completely wiping away those student loans. Now, you know, if you like me and I have a student loan, you was praying to the good Lord Jesus that your shit got wiped away. Well, I hate to bust your bubble. Most of us have federal student loans. This is a personal student loan trust. All right. So while 15 billion, 12 billion sounds like a lot, when you take the grand tally in your mind of $1.4 trillion in federal student loans that are out there, okay, baby, you ain't gonna get out of paying the government. You can pray all you want, honey. Only a few things is guaranteed in life, okay, and that is taxes and death. And baby, you might as well lump student loans up in there. Them damn taxes is all going back to the government. The government gonna get their money. So we ain't, y'all, the ones that got federal student loans, you ain't gonna get wiped away. It was a fun thought. It was sort of like when you think about winning the lottery, child, but it ain't gonna happen. But you know, good luck to those of you guys who did borrow this $5 billion from the National Collegiate, because you might be in the running to get your shit wiped away. If you are a rock star and the Lord has blessed you in such way, y'all let us know, okay? Because honey, we love a good story around here, something that we can, you know, the fist pump of righteousness. So yeah, let us know. That shit is good for us, bad for them. I talk so much, I know I'm not gonna get this video up until, well, I'm gonna try, but I have a feeling it won't be up until Friday morning. I apologize. I'm not apologizing for being emotional, because I'm human and I feel like I'm comfortable enough to be able to do that in front of you guys. But I honestly don't like for people to just keep on being, like, I don't do those things for attention. And like I said, normally I wouldn't have even put myself up on this camera like that. It's just that I got to get these videos done because YouTube is fucking crazy, okay? That's another story for another time. So trying to keep on track. The Capricorn in me will not let me get off of my schedule. So just a little bit. It's gonna be, well, these next couple of weeks, I can't promise it, but after that it's gonna be back to business as usual. But I love you guys just for being there for me when I need you. Okay, so anyway, stop it. We do this every single week, you guys. So make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.